نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. The topic of this speech program is Women Rights in Islam. Listeners, man and woman both are the human, and according to the humanity and the moral dignity, they both are fundamentally same. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and they have rights similar over them to what is reasonable. Surah Baqarah, verse number 228. Dear audience, first of all, let's have a look at the history. What was the condition of women before Islam? In the age of darkness called Ayyam Jahiliyyah, a bride's bath was very shameful for her family. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا بُشِّرَ أَحَدُهُمْ بِالْأُنْثَى ظَلَّ وَجْهُهُ مُسْوَدًّا وَهُوَ كَظِيمٌ. And when one of them is informed of a female, his face becomes dark and he suppresses grief. Surah Nahl, verse number 58. Listeners, now let's have a look at the people of this modern world who protest about women's rights without Islam. Number one, most of the modern countries are in the top list of rape. The first one is America, and 1 out of every 6 American women are victims of the complete rape cases. Statistic of 2018. Sources are Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Center of Victimization Survey. Number 2, in advertisement, movies, and etc. other kind of, women are used just as a product or just as a showpiece. Can you imagine how pathetic it is? Listeners, here we know about some women's rights in Islam. Number 1, right to achieve the rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for their good deeds, as well as a man achieves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. Whoever works righteousness, whether male or female, while he is a true believer, verily to him we will give a good life. Surah Nahl, verse number 97. Number 2, right to build a civilized society as well as the man have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتُ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. The believers, men and women, awliya of one another, they enjoin all that is good and forbid all that is bad. Surah Tawbah, verse number 71. Number 3, right to be educated. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ordered us to make them educated. As he says, ارجعوا إلى أهليكم فأقيموا فيهم وعلموهم ومروهم. Go back to your family, live with them, and teach and enjoy the righteousness. Sahih Bukhari. Number 4, right to go out only in their needs. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, إِنَّهُ أُذِنَ لَكُنَّ أَن تَخْرُجَنَّ لِحَاجَتِكُنَّ. Surely you are permitted to go out for your needs. Musnad Ahmad and Bukhari. Even they have the right to arm if it's needed. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam granted it when a divorced woman asked to do a job of selling. He says, اخرجي فجدي نخلك لعلك أن تصدقي منه أو تفعلي خيرا. Come out and cut your date trees. You may donate or spend in good works from that. Abu Dawud. Number 5, in case of husband selection, women have their own right. None has right to make them bound to marry any specific person. As it's narrated in a hadith, لا تنكح الأيم حتى تستامر ولا تنكح البكر حتى تستاذن. Sahih Bukhari. The widows and the virgins will not be married off without their permission. Listeners, women a lot of rights to beautify their life. After all, it's been clear that Islam has given the perfect and the complete rights for the women in every step of their life. But if we look at the Western cultures or who don't obey Islamic rules, we must see that they always want to show that women are on high level of respect. They have a lot of freedom. But in reality, in their society, women are just to be used. and they have no respect. Even actually, they have no respect as a daughter, as a wife, as a sister, as a teacher, even as a mother. And it's clarified by many Islamic and non-Islamic scholars. Listeners, so why is it question when it's about women rights in Islam? May Allah make us get us ability to understand the actual morality. وما توفيقي إلا بالله.